send their money back and family be able to survive and send children to school. You know, back in the days it wasn't no private school, there was still a couple of schools. And the teachers were English. Because our mother language is English, you know, and we're proud of that. You know, the island back then, we were British, you know, and in the 1800s, was it the 1800? It's 188 years now, right now in August. So that they made an exchange with Honduras and Great Britain. It was a treaty which has been violated over and over, and that the island would have the privilege to our land. We were to be protected. We have the privilege to worship God in the way that we wanted, because the country is Catholic, but there's two departments in Honduras that were not, which is the Bay Island and the Mosquito Coast, which we call Gracias a Dios. We were the two departments in this country that were evangelists. All other 16 departments are Catholic. Okay, so that was stated in the treaty. But as of today, if I tell you the treaty has been respected, I would be telling you a lie, and have not been. The treaty has been violated over and over and over and over. And up till now, it's still being violated. We have had squatters, which was never supposed to be permitted. And yes, we have fought to try and to get them off. And we have succeeded because we have that.
What do you mean by squatters?
If people just come in and try to invade your property, and you know, it's probably been sitting there for a while, and they just come in, want to own it, and stuff like that. And we have had people in government that's trying to give them rights, and it's not permitted. Everything on the island is titled and owned by someone. That's one of the things that Britain left, the Queen left. That, you know, you can go to Belize and go in Belize, especially in the Methodist Church. They have history of the Bay Islands. On the island, we have the oldest chapel. It's a Methodist chapel located in Flower Space, more than 100 years old. That building is still there. Where the cruise ship dock is located in Coxon Hole, all of that property belongs to the Methodists. And they made agreement, which has been not successful as well. But one Methodist chapel was out there, right where the cruise ship dock is. They had a chapel there, up by the airport. There was a cemetery, very old cemetery. And if you go, many of the old people, when they did the airport, they excavated all of those grave that was there. Some was obviously the word was relocated, and some they just the bones out to the sea, and they filled that to make the airport. And there, you know, there's so much there to know, to learn. Back in the days, we didn't have, well, we had, our runway was pretty small. We had a Cessna 172 and 206. They used to transport you back and forth from here to the Saba. But before that, we had a seaplane. There was a seaplane that came, that would come, and people would go on the seaplane because it wasn't there, so they landed in the water. Yeah, and there's on those, I remember, I was reading, there was a boat when many years when the gospel came. It was a gentleman that came on one of the banana boat. He came out of Tampa, and they told him he was an evangelist and missionary, and he got on that boat and he came to Rotan. And that been what, over 60, 70 years. Yeah, or maybe more than that. Probably more than that. But yeah, the island have seen a lot of changes.
Can you talk about like how the environment has changed with
The
in
environment
your lifetime?
on this island have changed big time. I'm telling you, big time. And many of it have not been so good because for lack of funds, lack of uh, responsibility, rather say, there's been a lot of irresponsibilities. Government has not been much cooperative, is the word, in taking care of what we do have. We allow a lot of things to happen that should not happen.
Like what's an
You know,
example?
we have, back in the days, all cutting of trees and landscaping, is what destroying our coral, destroying the life of our fishes today. The mangroves, only right now they're trying to manage, but
If you were gonna give a source to that kind of cutting down, is it related more to like the housing development, or what would you say?
yes,
Things that are
much is related to housing, but I do believe that everything can be controlled, or it should be controlled. I think we do more than we should do, or we take out more than we should take out, and that has been damaged. Back in the days we didn't have septic, which is today we do have, and that is in a way good, because then we had what we call land toilet, and much of the people lives by the water, so we always have land toilet at the water, so all the fittings are going into the water and stuff, and we, that in that area has been good that we make that changes, because and I believe that has was necessary to be done. Houses, many people sometimes ask, a lot of people ask why houses are built by the water, and I don't know if anybody have get the real, or what I understand. A lot of people say, oh, the people build the houses by the water because when Christopher Columbus left and he was coming back, and so they were waiting for him to come back. You know why a lot of the houses are built on stilt? Because of the cool weather that comes, blow in and out. And when it rained, had nowhere to tend their clothes, so they tend their clothes under the floor. But, we have all down through the course, if you see, the island in, when was it, 2000? What 2000? We had coconut trees like crazy on the island.
what
And
happened where they go?
We had a bug came in. I'm trying to remember whether it was 2000 or
After Mitch, after the hurricane?
Mitch ran 98. It could have been after the hurricane, yes. And we had a bug came through and wiped out the coconut. I'm talking about big coconuts, not like what we